Unauthenticated remote code execution threatens WordPress sites. 60% of WordPress sites are vulnerable. At least one vulnerable instance reported. CVE 2026-63030 allows unauthenticated access. This scale of vulnerability is alarming and requires immediate attention. CVE 2026-63030 and CVE 2026-60137 identified. Published on July 17, 2026. They affect specific WordPress versions. Timely awareness is crucial for mitigation. CISA's KEV catalog includes CVE 2026-63030. It is recognized as a critical vulnerability. CISA's involvement highlights its significance. Exploitation chain overview. The exploit begins with untrusted input that leads to route confusion. A chain of vulnerabilities enables remote code execution. CVE 2026-63030 is the entry point. The REST API batch and point misconfiguration is the cause. Identifying the entry point is critical. CVE 2026-60137 allows SQL injection. Improper sanitization enables exploitation. SQL injection further amplifies the risk. Potential for widespread damage. Exploitation can lead to loss of control. The implications are severe for affected organizations. Public exploit code released. Exploitation is now accessible to attackers. Immediate action is necessary to patch vulnerabilities. WordPress version 7.0.2 addresses vulnerabilities. A patch was released to fix critical issues. Updating is essential for security. Ongoing monitoring required. Security teams must stay vigilant. Continuous oversight is vital to prevent exploitation. What this teaches us. Which design assumption failed? Route confusion and inadequate sanitization. Could this happen elsewhere? Yes, in other systems. Which secure design principle was violated? Proper input validation. How should vendors redesign systems like this? By implementing stricter checks. What should security teams monitor from now on? API calls and data handling practices. Which design assumption failed? REST API endpoints are secure by design. Route confusion allowed unauthorized access. SQL queries are properly sanitized. Improper sanitization led to SQL injection. Unauthenticated access is inherently limited. Chaining vulnerabilities enabled remote code execution. Could this happen elsewhere? Web application frameworks. Many frameworks rely on REST APIs with similar endpoint assumptions. Microservices architectures. Service-to-service communication often assumes secure endpoints. Content management systems. CMS platforms frequently expose REST APIs without adequate protections. Which secure design principle was violated? Complete mediation. Insufficient validation allowed access to restricted operations. Least privilege. Unauthenticated users were granted excessive capabilities. Defense in depth. Lack of layered security measures allowed exploit chaining. How should vendors redesign systems like this? Implement strict input validation on REST API endpoints. This reduces risk of injection attacks. Introduce endpoint authentication for sensitive operations. This limits access to authorized users only. What should security teams monitor from now on? Unusual API access patterns. Frequent calls to batch endpoints from unauthenticated sources. SQL error logs. Increased occurrences of SQL errors indicating injection attempts. Open questions the evidence cannot close. What specific WordPress versions are affected? Like, comment, and subscribe for weekly cyber breakdowns. Comment with what you want analyzed next.